Hello and welcome to Dishing Delights. My name is Jenica and today I'm going to share with you 4 air fryer dinners. Let's do it.
The first dinner we are going to make is pork tenderloin with roasted potatoes.
So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my potatoes and I'm gonna dice them up. I'm gonna take about 1 tablespoon of olive oil and about a tablespoon of the Chicago steak seasoning. And then I'm just gonna mix it up. I'm gonna set this aside. Now I'm gonna take this pork tenderloin and I'm gonna cut it in half. So now that I have these 2 pieces cut in half, I'm gonna wash my hands and then I'm gonna prepare this. All right, this is the foil that I'm gonna put into the air fryer. Now I have not done this before, so we're gonna experiment together. So if I have to add more foil, I will, but and once the air fryer has been preheated for 5 minutes at 400 degrees, I'm gonna plop this right into it. This zucchini right here is starting to go. So I'm gonna cut off the end. Now in that same bowl that those potatoes were in, I'm just gonna set this zucchini in there. So I'm just getting any of the excess oil and seasonings off this. And then right now I'm gonna add like a half a tablespoon of butter and a half a tablespoon of oil. Now that the air fryer's preheated, I'm gonna set this into it. And then I'm gonna cook this for 10 minutes, flip it and cook it for 10 minutes more. And then I'm gonna check the temperature. I'm gonna add in my zucchini. I'm gonna turn it up to a medium. All right, I'm gonna add a can of drained mushrooms. Look how good that pork loin turned out. I'm gonna let these go for about 3 more minutes and then they'll be done. These have been cooking for about 5 minutes. Yum. I'm gonna plate the squash and the mushrooms.
I could not believe how easy this was to make. A pork tenderloin done in 20 minutes in the air fryer is just perfection. You need to make this. The next thing we're gonna make is like a lighter chicken Parmesan without the Parmesan.
The first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a chicken breast. Now I could flatten these out, but these are perfectly fine. I'm gonna wash my hands and grab a fork. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm just gonna take my fork and I'm just gonna poke holes into the chicken so that the marinade just soaks through. I'm just gonna marinate it with this zesty Italian craft dressing. Now I'm just gonna cover this in plastic wrap. And I'm gonna let this sit for at least 4 hours, preferably overnight. It has been over 24 hours since I started marinating these. As you can hear, I do have my air fryer preheating. So I'm just gonna layer this chicken in here. And then I'm gonna put it on 350 for 10 minutes. I do have this leftover tomato sauce from the previous video I did. I'll leave that linked down below. It's just a simple like spaghetti sauce. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut up these chunks of mushrooms that are in there, and then I'm just gonna layer this on that. That way I don't have to open up a new can of marinara. I can use up just what I have. I just chopped up the mushrooms so they're in a little bit smaller of chunks, and now it's gonna be perfect. Nice. So these are almost cooked all the way through. They just need like another 2 minutes. So I'm just gonna add this cheese. This is just shredded mozzarella cheese. And then I'm just gonna spoon this sauce right on top. Just a little bit of it though. I'm not a big red sauce girl. So I'll just heat up like the leftover sauce and then just serve it on the side so my husband can enjoy it. I'm gonna put that in the air fryer. Perfect timing. Ooh, those look so good. I'm gonna sprinkle a little bit of cheese on the salad. And add some tomatoes. Oh my gosh, this looks so good. And I have that leftover Italian dressing. I'm just gonna drizzle it over top. And that is what's for dinner.
The next thing we're gonna make is some air fryer BLTs. I love making bacon in the air fryer.
This has been preheating at 350 degrees for 5 minutes. And I'm just gonna layer this bacon in there. I'm gonna put it in the air fryer at 350 for 10 minutes. Now I'm going to slice this tomato. I like mine thinly sliced. I'm gonna add some salt and pepper. These got a little toasty. Maybe 20 seconds under the broiler. And now they're perfectly done. Maybe a little overdone.
Now what I love about the air fryer is if you set the bacon on the rack, you have the leftover bacon grease to save for another use. Now before I made this, my sister sent me the most amazing BLT recipe that I'm going to link down below, because if I would have had the time, I should have actually made those. But I just added some guacamole to mine and some regular mayonnaise, and these were so delicious. I love the little triple stack moment that I did. Wait for it. Wait for it. Oh my goodness. Come on. Is there anything better than that? No, there is not. I thought this was funny that I had to be quiet and gave you guys a thumbs up because my husband was taking a nap, but that cracks me up. The next thing that I'm going to make is what I called Fiesta Chicken, but in reality, it's just chicken that I covered in leftover fajita seasoning. I buy these large chicken breasts when they go on sale for 99 cents a pound, and I'll buy like 20 of them and then just keep them in the freezer, because if I pull one of them out, it'll be 2 dinners for us. So I just put a couple tablespoons of fajita seasoning and then a tablespoon of olive oil and just smushed it around.
I have a preheated air fryer basket, and I'm gonna take this bone-in chicken breast and I'm gonna lay it skin side down. And I'm gonna put it in the air fryer for 20 minutes and then flip it. While that's cooking, I'm gonna take 2 ears of corn and I'm gonna clean these.
So once I started cleaning these, I realized that the tops needed to be cut off a couple of these, so I ended up just grabbing 2 more ears.
All right, now I'm just gonna flip this. I'm gonna need both hands. Now that this is halfway cooked through, I'm gonna cook it for another 20 minutes on 350 degrees. Camera's about to die, so I'm gonna let this rest on the plate. I'm gonna add the corn into the air fryer. Spray it with a little bit of olive oil, salt and pepper, and then I'm gonna put it in the air fryer for 12 minutes and then I'm gonna check it.
Now that I'm seeing this, this looks absolutely ridiculous, but this is the easiest way to put butter on corn. That way you don't have like the whole knife mess, or you're like coating it with a stick that everybody else is coating theirs with. I don't know. Something about it is just odd to me. But I'm telling you, air fryer corn is so delicious. I ended up just serving this with a little bit of barbecue sauce, and it was so good. Ranch would be really good with this as well. Thank you so much for coming along with me as I shared a week's worth of dinners. Please like and subscribe down below and leave a comment of what your favorite dinner this week was.